What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, fantastic afternoon, fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is awesome broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is fucking Tuesday. It's Tuesday, July 23rd, 11:16 a.m. and I'm right on fucking time, lads. Folks, this is part of the broadcast where I tell you a little bit about my personal news about what's going on in the world of Hassan Piker. Let me tell you, okay, a lot has happened since yesterday. Woke up this morning, ran some drills, played some ball with Will, actually. Will is alive, everybody. He made a miraculous recovery from his self-suck incident. I balled with him a little bit earlier in the morning. Farley was being a bit of a bad boy. He was like, he's a bit of a drama queen, for those of you who don't know. And he was barking a lot. He was like, I gotta go. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll run some drills. Here's one of those ass drills that I've been running. Okay, to get more explosive, to get more explosive, to have more control over my spin moves, you know. It's ass regardless, and I don't mean like double entendre as in like my ass is big. I mean literally like it's ass. It's not great. Your cheeks are sweaty. Yeah, it's 100 degrees out, man. What do you mean? Of course. Your drill recs for learning the dribble with a weaker hand. Personally, I look up drills online, and that's what I do. I try to do like, I mean, I was making jokes on here anyway, like terrible footwork, zero explosiveness, watches TikTok drills, fails to do them, still good cardio though. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. There's a channel called Good Drills on TikTok that I follow sometimes, and I like it. I like their drills. Yeah, Reuters national poll showing Kamala Harris at 42 plus 4 over Trump. Kennedy with 8 points from Ipsos. I don't want to do too many I told you so's because like I feel like half of the fucking stream is just me being like, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Just wait, just stick back. You know, grab some popcorn. It's Mamala time shit. But, like, just wait. Just fucking wait. Like, wait and see. This doesn't also mean that Kamala Harris is going to be a good candidate. I know there's a lot of momentum for Kamala. Some Kamala-mentum. Obviously, she has a lot of weaknesses. And she has a lot of issues that I personally... I have a lot of personal ideological issues with her. But when I'm talking about the election, I usually am putting on my election... Like, I'm putting on my... Steve Kornacki hat, you know what I mean? What is the American Communist Party? Come on, dog. If there is one thing that's even like more insignificant than like YouTuber drama that people will constantly chirp at me for not covering or whatever in the midst of like one of the most significant, one of the most interesting, one of the most significant elections in modern American history, it's fucking the new American Communist Party created by like weirdos that with a cryptocurrency scheme attached to it. Okay, I'm good, man. I'm good, big dog. You know, MAGA communism, it will rise up one day, I promise. I'm always thinking to myself, what does my communist movement need? And it's racism. I'm always like, you know what this fucking communist movement needs, dude? A little bit of racism, a little bit of fucking anti-materialist thinking, some spirituality. What does racism have to do with the ACP? The fuck? Question mark. I mean, there's like MAGA communists. What are we talking about? Like, are the dudes, some of the foundational members of the fucking... Stop! We're not having this conversation. I'm not talking to fucking cranks, okay? I don't even regard PSL on the election front. You are not gonna catch me dead talking about some shit like this. I personally love having these conversations. It's just not the fucking time or the moment right now, okay? Crank talk is not gonna happen right now. You almost got me. You almost got me. You almost got my fucking ass, dude. You almost caught me slipping. Stop it. The Adelsons are crazy. Her spokesman, Andy Aboud, denied a recent report that Dr. Adelson was urging Mr. Trump to publicly support an annexation of the West Bank by Israeli government in exchange for her backing. Dude, they're such freaks. It's awesome. I think this should be the Israel election. Because if Kamala Harris actually leans in, either because it's like on partisan grounds or because she has like an ideological separation from the rest of the party, which I don't believe the second thing. I believe the first thing because it's smart politics. Making this an Israel election would be Reagan landslide levels for the Democratic Party. You could literally put the most unpopular person, like the most unpopular person in the Democratic Party. You could put Jimmy Carter up there. And if Jimmy Carter was like, well, I'm the guy who's 100 years old, and I think that as the oldest guy, I was there when Israel was there. I made Israel, and I think Israel should stop bombing Palestinians. Reagan landslide. Americans would be like, oh, great. Okay, I know who I'm fucking voting for. I don't give a shit about foreign policy, but if the Republican Party is talking about foreign policy and the Democratic Party is talking about foreign policy, and that foreign policy specifically Israel, which is not necessarily foreign policy, but basically domestic policy, oh my Lord. I'm telling you right now, if they fucking did that shit, dude, if they did that shit, Reagan landslide. Like, I'm talking every state votes for the Democratic ticket, because ultimately people don't fuck with Israel like that. I thought Americans support Israel. No, on the issue of, especially not now, but especially when it comes to the issue of like unlimited funds to Israel, like they don't care about the moral quandary that Israel presents in terms of like melting brown children. Okay, Americans don't give a fuck about that. We melt brown children on a daily fucking basis. We're the brown children melting factory. But Americans don't like billions of fucking dollars going to an objectively arrogant foreign state that is like not just like consistently showcasing their arrogance and entitlement, but also their sense of superiority, and actually having American politicians capitulate to that entitlement on a regular basis. You think the dumbest, most racist Republicans don't see that shit? You're wrong. The only people at the end of that equation that will still be unironic dick riders will be the ultra Zionists, like ultra Orthodox, and more importantly than that, a much larger constituency of ultra Zionist Christian evangelicals that have this like biblical reason for why they're fighting for Israel. Beyond that, you will not see a single fucking person go, no, that's a great idea. We should give them unlimited funds. We should continue to give them unlimited funds as they fucking dog walk our presidents, as they dog walk our politics, as they get to do whatever the fuck they want. I'm already seeing that shit with the Mike Johnson. Like Michael Penis came out and was like, if anybody dares speak out against Benjamin Netanyahu, we have additional sergeants of arms in Congress. It's like, bro, that's a foreign national. Like, that's literally a fucking foreign leader. Even if he wasn't doing genocide, which he is, the fact that like we are giving additional assurances, but like the notion that we got fucking a foreign leader, doesn't matter what country's foreign leader, but the notion that we have a foreign leader coming into the United States of America and being like, hey, guess what, dude? Like, I'm going to fucking talk my shit and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to give me unlimited funds. Fuck your roads. Fuck your healthcare. Fuck your education. You're going to give me the money so I can keep blowing up children. I think most Americans see that and go, I don't want to think about this anymore. Please, can we wrap this shit up? The normal American position is just like, I don't want to think about this, man. This is fucking weird. Like, it's weird. Why are we disinvested? That's why I also fucking say, like, this kind of attitude is also causing anti-Semitism to rise up in the country. It is crazy. Most Americans are not thinking critically. They're not like, well, this is an important asset for American imperialism. Like Israel is an unsinkable military aircraft carrier. Like they're not thinking about it like that. They're going, it's the Jewish nation. They say they're the Jewish nation, and they literally have like everyone not dare defy the Jewish nation's wishes. So they become fucking anti-Semitic from that perspective. We're going to watch the Kamala rally. We're going to see what the fuck is up. We're going to see what's fucking popping with that. I said she has no Riz yesterday, and many people yelled at me. Hopefully this is her first campaign appearance. There's more people here than before. I think we've seen a lot of momentum for Kamala from young people, new people, just like specifically people that are excited that there's a new person on the ticket that's young, and we're going to see if she can actually deliver. I don't have a lot of confidence considering, you know, I remember her 2019 campaign, but we'll see. You were being a little too hypercritical yesterday. No, I wasn't.
Attorney General Josh Cole.
Good. This one has
Wisconsin
captions.
Secretary of State Sarah Godlewski. County Executive David Crowley. Mayor Cavalier Johnson.
Bro, she's
and the
just
great
flexing.
State Party Chair Ben Whitler.
Bro, she's just flexing. She's like, look at all the names I can remember. This is a flex on both Donald Trump and Joe Biden, by the way. Like, no memes. She's basically flexing on both Joe Biden and Donald Trump right now by demonstrating that she's capable of reading and remembering people and reading names.
It has truly been one of the greatest honors of my life to serve as Vice President to our President Joe Biden. Joe's legacy of accomplishment over his entire career and over the past 3.5
All right, you're done glazing,
years
Joe.
is
No, wrap
unmatched
it
in
up.
modern history.
Wrap this part up. We don't want to hear
In
it.
one term, think about it. In one
We don't want to
term
hear about Joe,
as
Kamala.
president,
We don't want to fucking
he has
hear about
already
Joe.
surpassed the legacy of most presidents.
I can't be
who
alone
served
in this.
2
Wrap
terms
that
in
up. Wrap
office.
that shit up. Never do it again. Don't ever do it again. You're done. You're done with that. You're fucking so done with that.
So as Leah told you, before I was elected vice president, before I was elected United States Senator, I was elected Attorney General of the state of California, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before then. And in those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators.
This is a solid way to be like, listen, as a prosecutor, I was not locking up black moms for truancy, and I wasn't actually fucking doing all the cop shit that you hate. I was doing cop shit that's good.
I know
Okay?
Donald Trump's type.
I'm telling you right now, if she fucking angled that for Netanyahu, which would never in a million years happen, but in a world where like she goes, listen, when I was when I was a cop, I was actually a good cop and not a bad cop. This is a very tricky narrative, okay? Because of her, obvious demographic background, she has a significant advantage for black and brown voters, especially going up against the Republican Party. In the primaries is different, but when you're going up against like the Republican Party, then all of a sudden you have this opportunity to galvanize the base of support from black and brown communities. Beyond that, the cop shit actually probably plays well to the white voters who would be afraid of her as a black woman. The +9 educated white men demographic that went back to Trump immediately after the Kamala announcement in the suburbs. That's an important fucking constituency, okay? That she is going to be able to win over by being like, I was a cop. I prosecuted fucking offenders, sex offenders, shit like that. So basically, that does a decent way to deflect the many different avenues of attack that are going to come against Kamala Harris, specifically as a top cop, okay? Because that's going to happen. Republicans are going to cynically talk about how she was a horrible prosecutor, she was a bad cop, all this shit, okay?
And we just had some breaking news. We just had the best 24 hours of grassroots fundraising in presidential campaign history. All right? And because we are a people-powered campaign, that is how...
No, you're saying grassroots in air quotes. 60% of the new donations that came through, 60% of the donations that came through Act Blue were first-time donors. And yes, the Act Blue donations are actually individual campaign contributions. So those are rich people, poor people, doesn't matter. Those are actual individual donors. We're not talking about the PAC money. With the PAC money that she gets, it goes up to like 250 million or something with like the people that said that they're going to actually pay into the campaign. But the 80 million, the almost 80 million in donations come from individual donors.
But to get ahead.
There is a max cap of $2,700 on that front.
Where no child
So
has
no
to
matter
grow
how
up in poverty.
wealthy you are, when you're doing it through the Act Blue portal,
Where
those numbers are
every
maxing out
worker
at
has the freedom
2.7.
to
That's
join
it.
a union.
So like even the wealthiest American, when they're
every
donating as an
person
individual
has
donor,
affordable
can only
healthcare.
donate $2,700. That's like the maximum. A lot of people don't know this though.
Childcare and paid family leave.
I love this. Okay, good. This is good.
America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back.
I will say, remember what I told you? I like Biden's message, but I hate the messenger
We are not going
because he was dead. So like, it's still the same message and the messenger is not dead. So it's objectively better. Having said that,
And I'll tell you why we're not going back.
it's still not there yet, but it's getting better.
Ours is a fight for the future. And it is a fight for freedom. We'll finally pass red flag laws, universal background checks, and an assault weapons ban.
Kamala doesn't read as a
And
boomer,
we,
Chad. She's
who
59.
believe in reproductive freedom,
But she doesn't read as a boomer at all. She's very like youthful.
will stop Donald Trump's extreme abortion bans because we trust women to make decisions about their own body
Like,
and not have
Yeah.
their government tell them what to do. So, Wisconsin, today I ask you, are you ready to get to work? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
definitely a lot better than yesterday's speech. Definitely a lot better than yesterday's speech. You can see the energy reflected back in the crowd. Obviously, it's a little bit different than fucking a Wilmington office full of like sobbing campaign staffers that just found out that they most likely won't be able to secure their cushy position in the upcoming White House versus a crowd of people who are very excited to not have a corpse running. I will never forgive and I will never forget how much the fucking media tried to act like damn near every Democrat, almost every Democrat that's like under the age of 78 was not begging to replace the fucking ticket with anybody. Kamala Harris is far from the most charismatic, telegenic, uniquely revolutionary Democratic Party candidate. And yet, the fact that Kamala Harris has brought out this much momentum for the Democratic Party is proof enough that, like, virtually everyone wanted this. And of course, it happened in an undemocratic fashion. Ironically enough, it was the Democratic Party for the first time in my lifetime actually operating like a party. I told you that the Democrats were going to respond positively to any change whatsoever. People were begging for it. And it only happened, and I can't believe I'm saying this, because of fucking Big Dog Pelosi. She fucking busted that shit out, dude. Big Dog Pelosi and the actual establishment Democrats were like, we can't do this. They saw the polls. They were like, no, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. What the fuck are we doing? And they actually did something very surprising. They actually acted like a party, not to rat fuck Bernie, as chatters are pointing to, which is, you know, correct. That is when they acted like a fucking party. But this time, they acted like a party to actually abide by the wishes, like the stars aligned in a very unique way, where the voters' wishes and the donors' wishes and the Democratic establishment's wishes aligned. It was a very weird moment. I've never, in my lifetime at least, ever had this much agreement with fucking Nancy Pelosi and like the Democratic Party's like big ticket donors. And of course, the momentum from this change completely eviscerated the Republican RNC message, like I told you it would happen. All the fucking cards fell in the exact same way that I told you it would happen. Every fucking call for unity that was already fake to begin with, because Republicans cannot hold themselves back from being unimaginable monsters, okay? They love being monsters. They love being pieces of shit. And they immediately went back to bully ball. That's the only road they know. They went back to bully ball like that. They were like, unity? Fuck unity. Joe Biden is dead. Kamala Harris is pussy. We have to investigate it. How much damage has her pussy taken from taking abortions? Mountain Dew makes you racist. I drink Mountain Dew, guys. Diet Mountain Dew. It's making me racist. Democrats calling me racist because I drink Diet Mountain Dew. It's like, dude, what are you guys doing? They're fucking crying to the referee. They're crying to the referee every goddamn day. They're like, oh, you can't do this to us. You can't actually play ball. That's not allowed. You're supposed to be pathetic fucking losers, destined for L after L after L. What are we doing here? That was the reaction from the Republican Party. And it is wild to me. It is wild to me because what did you expect? You wanted this to happen. You didn't have a fucking contingency plan. That's what I say to the Republicans. You don't have a contingency plan? You demanded Joe Biden was demented. You demanded he drop out. For literally 4 fucking years. Fox News was the only news broadcast out there that said, Joe Biden is demented. Joe Biden must drop out. Now, obviously, they were saying it for political reasons, but they were not wrong. They wanted it. And now that they got it, it turns out They got caught with their fucking pants down. They're pissing against the wind. They're like, oh my God, we got everything we fucking wanted. And it turns out we didn't want this shit at all. Turns out we were not ready for it at all. Joe Biden had a likelihood of dying, like a higher likelihood statistically than any other president of dying while he was in office. And you did not have a contingency plan. You did not have a contingency plan. The Democrats themselves did not have a contingency plan. That's why they went with Joe Biden and an uncharismatic person like Kamala Harris as the VP, because they wanted to make sure that Joe Biden, while saying he was going to be a bridge candidate, was never actually going to be a fucking bridge candidate. Right? We obviously saw that when Brandon was like holding on for dear life with that old man strength, gripping the fucking candidacy for weeks on end after everyone realized that he was dying. But it is shocking to me that the Republicans, who in my lifetime, who used to be the winners, ruthless killers, and winners across the board, in spite of their horrifying, unpopular, cruel policies, they used to love winning. They used to do everything they can to win. And now all of this Trump populism has like completely broken the brains and rewired the entire Republican Party. Now they're just fucking losers who whine all the time, constantly whining about Donald Trump losing, constantly whining about how he actually didn't fucking lose, constantly leaning into conspiratorial thinking. And it is crazy to me. It is crazy. It is shocking to see this shit.